G'day guys, welcome to another week. We've got lots of astounding produce for you again this week. Some new flavours, some exciting specials. But before we get into that, watched the evening news last night with some interest. Noticed that about 100 farmers who this year have taken up genetically modified canola, harvesting their first crop. Obviously early stages for this kind of stuff in our country, but I find it extremely interesting how we haven't learned from the experience of other countries such as Canada, you know, where we've got neighbouring properties experiencing cross-contamination with genetically modified seed and genes, and it frightens me that we've followed that model, because you know, far worse than the cane toad this situation is. There'll be absolutely no going back. So I guess at this late stage, all we can really do as consumers is vote with our dollar and really try and avoid spending your money on products containing genetically modified ingredients. That sounds easy, but of course our labelling laws in this country are pathetic, and it's very hard for us as consumers to make a well-informed decision. Much of this canola will probably end up in oil, I guess, and animal feed. So best thing really to do is to ask questions. Anything that's containing canola or canola products, ask the producer, ask the manufacturer whether they can guarantee that it is genetically modified and free. Very, very important, I think, to the produce. This week's special, just to celebrate warmer weather, pineapples, magnificent size. You're looking at least 2.5 kilos, you know, up around 3 kilos. They're $5.95 this week. Normally something like this we would be selling for $10, $11, $12 through much of the year. But this week, our wonderful special for you. So enjoy. While we're talking specials, let me just say, when we decided to run something as a special, we take the loss. Unlike the supermarkets, who would then put that back onto their suppliers and growers and dictate the price backwards to them, we do this because we want to have something for you that you can share and enjoy with your friends and family. Obviously we can't do it with everything because we've got wages and bills to pay, so we take the loss when we do a special, and we do it because we want to make it more affordable when we can. Now, some more very good news. We've got 2 grades of cherry. Word from the growers that it's going to be absolutely bumper crop, so you'll see a lot more fruit a lot earlier than last year, and the quality should be first class. So we've got smaller cherries. Now these are Empress, and then we've got some slightly larger fruit, which are the Supremes. They can't sing, but they are very tasty. Early in the season, so we're not yet getting the big, you know, 35mm fruit, but that will be just a few weeks away. They're excellent too. Really, really good. Peaches are starting to size up a little bit. Still quite early there. Another 2 or 3 weeks away from nice big fruit. They're eating nicely. Still moderately expensive, but have started to come down. Apples are a sport this week. We did a little bit more detail last week, but the sundowners are eating pretty good. They're not supremely country, but they're a late season apple. Pretty good. Fuji's very, very late in the season for them. They're still quite firm and still very crisp. The Galas, I think, are our best apple this week. They're nice and firm, quite crunchy, plenty of flavour. They are obviously late season, but they're still quite good for this time of year. Kiwis are still huge. Bananas, nice and backwards, and this week we've got smaller hands, smaller pieces. So whilst the fruit variety is a little bit brief, nice to see some interesting things coming along. The vegetables, there's still a massive range. Beautiful, nice little bright white button mushroom, plenty of small little Swiss browns, loads of nice cucumbers, big Telegraph cucumbers, Lebanese cucumbers. Leeks this week, nice long slender stems. They're not massive, but well worth getting in a bunch. Fantastic silver beet still coming from Pine Haven. We'll also have some rhubarb coming from Chris. He's picking that this afternoon. Beautiful, fresh English spinach. Presenting a little bit nicer than what we got last week. I like them when they're not too big. I think that's a really good size. They're still nice and sweet. Button squash have got some nice size about them, and they're beautiful and clean. Lovely little red mignonette lettuces. We've got massive cos lettuce, bit rough looking, the old carrots. As I say, we're a little bit in between times, but look, once upon a time, back when we started 10 or 11 years ago, it was not unusual to go 3 months of the year without carrots. So, be grateful we're getting some. Parsnips, nice little size, beautiful fresh round beans. We've got lovely gourmet tomatoes as well. No little cocktails this week. Now, eggplant we're going to actually price out per unit. They're not officially on special as such, but we're going to do this size for $2.95, approximately that size. There's a slight variation, but not a lot. That's extremely good value. Zucchini, lovely little pieces, and they're starting to come down in price as the season kicks in proper. $5.99 a kilo. Same with broccoli, nice little heads, and they're starting to come down. Still, as a little bit early and slightly on the exy side, but they're on their way down. Nice, firm-hearted iceberg, reasonable size, lovely and fresh. The capos, you can see there the green capsicum, a little bit of coloration through there, but well sized. Now, potatoes, we've been relying on Tasmania for the last 6 or 8 weeks. Their season ended a little while ago, so they've been out of the ground for just that little bit. And as you know, with organic potatoes, they're going to shoot. That's just what they want to do. But now Queensland's starting to kick in, so we've got some really good fresh Nicholas. Come and have a look. There you go. Look, they're $3.99 a kilo. They're lovely, firm, nice, fresh dug. We've still got some of the Tasmanian-grown Dutch creams, but as you can see there's a few shoots coming through. So really, hook into those crisps.